So, let me just, some guy was, yeah. Hey, Kalevi loves the new Spider-Man. Awesome. Okay. So, let's get rid of that. I love Hearthstone interface. The only thing I don't like is that when you click a building, you can't see what has been researched and what needs to be researched. Well, you can sometimes see what needs to be researched. It depends which line it is on the building. Actually, the guy who made the I don't know. I know it's not the guy who made this observer interface, but the guy who's developing it now also works on Starbo now for our editor stuff. So that's pretty sweet. He's amazing with the editor, just to say the least. He and December's Command, they could make any game with the StarCraft editor. They can make almost any unit behave in any way we want to now too, except for freaking carrier micro, man. Blizzard said that they would bring back the Brood War carrier micro, and I think they didn't really understand how the Brood War carrier micro actually worked. They only brought back a part of it, and that's been hard coded, so we can't like change that into what we actually want. It's ridiculous. Another couple of things that are hard coded that's ridiculous is how the air units behave when they overkill stuff. But I'm not gonna get into that. I'm just gonna get mad. So I'll try not to be too mad at Blizzard. We see Kalevi liking his opening, man. Barracks straight into refinery. He's probably just gonna. I would have said he's probably gonna go for Reapers because that's what he used to do. But he seems to have changed his build up a little bit. But of course, I was gonna say he's gonna go for the small group of Bioforce again. But that's ridiculous because he's playing Protoss. Who makes Bio versus Protoss except for Hyder, right? So yeah, and Hyder can make it work too. That's the insane part. See, the thing about Bio versus Protoss now in Starbow is that like Reavers does a lot of damage, but they don't do the same amount of damage that they did in Brood War anymore, and that does not affect worker harass whatsoever because they still one-shot workers quite easily. But it does affect bioplay because yes, they one-shot Marines, but they do not one-shot Marauders. So Marauders and Ghosts with their shock spell are actually really good counters to Reaver play now. You should try that out. But we still don't have any counter to speed law high temp buffs. Maybe it's fire bats, but like you can't stay like if you want to go Bio versus Protoss, you pretty much have to mix in Vultures with Spider-Mans just to deal with the Zealots. But I've seen some Vulture Bio play, which is like super mobile, quite strong, high DPS versus Protoss, and as long as you can try not eat too many storms, it's actually really good and effective. And that's really cool because that never really worked well in Brood War. You had like the open up factory and then add 6 barracks and try to go for a crazy timing push. That could work sometimes, but this is something that can actually last you like most of the game. The good old switchery. Gonna get the siege tank and it's probably gonna expand. If he would have wanted to push, he would have made another factory now. In the meantime, though, we have the Singularity Charge, of course, coming out. Dragoons here. And whoever said that in chat, thank you for feedback on my observation in the mid-game. I am not too good at noticing all little things happening on the minimap in the mid-game and late-game, usually. And I do get sometimes caught up in aesthetics on the maps. So I will try and focus on that and make sure when I cast for the Invitational Tournament, I'll be better at observing. Den kan du sette inn nå, tror jeg. I'll try and see if we can find someone who's good at observing, so we can focus more on casting and observing. But December's comm is usually really good to see things in the mid and late game, and he'll be casting with me for most of the games that we will cast together, so that'd be good. And Total Biscuit will be casting with us for the last game, and I think we'll all 3 of us be in that final game, but I think one of us will try to like make sure we don't say too much. Has he added more stuff behind there to make it look even better? Sorry, I just gotta see this. That's pretty sweet. Okay, but more importantly, Siege Tank killing Dragoons. They 3-shot them now and not 2-shot them like they did in Brood War. Just FYI. I'm not sure if that's a good thing, actually. I'm a little bit hesitant about that. Because tanks, I feel tanks are one of those units that are almost equally as hard to use in Star Wars like they were in Brood War, while Dragoons have actually been easier to use because they don't have to derp as much. So it's kind of an asymmetrical change there. But then you want to like try and use other things to kill Dragoons and just siege tanks, I guess, like Marauders. Yeah, map is beautiful. Oh, he's gonna go for it again. I don't know if I like this. Well, he didn't know there was a siege tank there, I guess. A Goliath? What has he seen? Nothing. It's just a preemptive Goliath. You usually want to make a couple of Goliaths if you see that they're going to be a Reaver drop, and he sees... he could click this building. Yes, he could. I'm pretty sure he could. But, you know, that's pretty, you know, darn close that there's going to be a Reaver drop. So I kind of like the Goliath. I also like the Goliath just to, you know, if you're really good at looking at the map and you see the little ripples to catch observers, you know, scan and kill with Goliaths, pretty good. Protoss relies heavily on observer usage versus Terran in Starbow, as they did in Brood War. We have a floating... oh, what is that? The lab bot 1X. He's so happy. Look at that bot jumping up and down. I'll try not to pay attention to him in the late game when everything's happening. There we go. Okay, enough meta stuff about how I cast. All this focus on casting instead. Oh, we have the plasma charge. That's really weird. You usually want to get the War Prism speed first. Maybe no, I don't think he's... no, he cannot have gotten that yet. There's no way he can do that. Upgrades take forever. Wow, that upgrade takes forever too. It's an upgrade that's really meant for like Reavers being more useful in the mid and late game. It's not really meant for as an upgrade for Reavers being better at harassing. So the Reavers better at harassing upgrade is the War Prism speed. So that's what you want to get first usually. MderG, I know that this guy has played in some of the ESL Starbow Cups, which has abruptly ended, it seems. I'm in like a Skype group for casters for that, and nothing's happened in there forever. And I look at the website, and there's no planned events right now there. So that's kind of sad. They were doing Tuesdays and Fridays for a couple of weeks. Ooh, Vulture drop. But he's targeting the Dragoons. Ooh, nice! Gets a Dragoon with really nice mines there. I didn't see it, but it was on the screen, so I hope you did. And that poor Dragoon is just wandering off aimlessly. He's gonna pick up Vultures again. Oh, the mine drag! The mine drag! Oh, almost kill a lot of drones. Splash damage not as big as it was in Brood. If that would have been in Brood War, he would have killed like pretty much all the workers. But that was still a pretty sweet mine drag. Oh wow, getting a lot of damage out of this drop. It doesn't even have speed on these Vultures. He got speed on the dropship though. Well, you always have that. He has the observer. How many workers was that? 9. What? Okay, that was a nice mine drag. Kills the barracks. You're gonna have to rebuild that. Wow, really nice drop from Kalevi. That was kind of sweet to see. So we're down to oh yeah, we got the workers here. I don't have to open these tabs anymore. I love this interface. Everything's so minimalistic. But we still have a lot of drones, so he's been chrono boosting those out, or Kalevi's just not been making a lot of SCVs. So actually not a huge damage to the economy. Again, I don't know how to remove this screen so I can get back to what was there except something dying, but whatever. So right now things are stabilizing a little bit. He's finally getting the War Prism out. He really should be upgrading this. Skype stuff, go away. Fusion core, yeah, I guess that's for upgrades. Thank you, Ulysses. I'll focus and analyze. So just the power of the mech coming out. It's not really that much more to say. We have a third base from MderG, which is about time. You really want to get a third base when Terran's on 2 bases and meching, because there's not that much you can do to punish a Protoss player. You really have to push out, and pushing out with the mech army takes a lot of effort. You can of course get some Vultures out, and if he doesn't defend with anything like he's doing right now, that might actually do some damage. It's only 2 Vultures, but that actually could kill a lot of probes. If you can sync up their shots, you can 2-shot them, but they have to be perfectly synced up. Like this will not 2-shot them, because they regen energy. Okay, that was it. Yeah, okay, there we go. Now he 2-shots them. Nice. Oh, and I love that of course they will, you know, workers do not trigger mines, but if he brings some defending units there, they can trigger and just splash and kill. Here comes the Dragoons. Don't go in there. Get him in there. Come on, get the Dragoons in. Okay, yes, get back there. Get the Dragoons. Oh, the wall is working against him right now. Getting so many kills. There we go. Ooh, almost kills the workers, but the splash damage is so different. So it doesn't really splash as much. I saw a great compilation video on like the best moments from Brood War, and there was like a crazy. You had like 2 Dragoons versus 1 Vulture and 3 Marines, and the Vulture was planting down mines, and the Dragoons were like flying around. Sorry, I gotta pay attention to this. I'll tell you later. But we got more Vultures coming in. They have speed now and being super annoying. And there we go, killing more probes with those mine drags. Wow, Kalevi is being awesome, and MderG is not being so very careful. And the combination of that makes for really exciting gameplay. You should get out a couple more mines. Okay, so how many do we have? 41. What? How did that happen? And yeah, okay, so yeah, and still Kalevi is only ahead in workers, and the income tab shows that no, Kalevi, it's quite similar. We have 3 bases, but this one, no, it's getting more saturation. But you can oversaturate quite a bit in Starbow. This is something that I think, since we've stressed so much, you know, the importance of expanding, I think people think that if you have more than 12 workers on a base, it's not going to get you any more income. That's completely wrong. It's just that it's going to get you more income, but it's not going to get you a lot more income. You're actually going to get more income all the way up to 28 workers if you have 8 patches. And that's the same in Brood War. You can oversaturate quite a bit. It's just that the last workers do very little, give you very little extra, but they do give you extra. But I did a lot of testing, and anything over 28 workers on 8 patches, like, how many? That's more than 3 workers per patch. Ooh, ah! Don't want to do that. That just looked so painful. I didn't know what else to say, but ouch. I think Kalevi is going to win from Vulture Harass alone. He should really get some cannons up. Does he even have a forge? Eating more mines. I like how he clears up mines. Just send out the units on them. That's one way to clear up minefield, of course. Send the soldiers over the minefield, and then the mines will be gone. Man, Kalevi's Vulture micro is pretty cool. What was I saying? I don't remember anymore. I just saw so many mines killing stuff, and then my mind went blank. Just in awe and admiration of how effective Spider-Mans can be now. There we go, another Vulture run by. Time to kill some more workers. He's only killed like 45 now, so he's gonna get up to 50 soon, I think. He's gonna get the cannon too. Oh, okay, pro tip for anyone playing Starbow. You can chrono boost the photon cannons to make them shoot faster. They don't just shoot faster, they shoot crazy faster. Like, you really, really want to do that. That's actually like one of the reasons photon cannons are so bad in Starbow, because they're actually worse than they were in Brood War. They shoot a little bit slower. They have the same HP and the same damage, but they shoot a little bit slower. Is that you can chrono boost them, and then they become incredibly good. So you want to, it's kind of like how you want to bait out the cooldown of Planetary Fortress, or you want to bait out an Enrage of the Queen. You want to bait out him to spend chrono boost on the cannons, and then just pull back. Same kind of positional play. I mean, the same kind of tactical play. But I see so many people don't know about this, that you can actually chrono boost the photon cannons. Ooh, sorry, I missed the Reaver drop. I missed the big Reaver drop. Yes, well, okay, now he didn't kill too many workers. But he's going to kill some workers over here. Yes, he is. So he's actually going to get some workers killed. 61, that's crazy from the Terran player, that is. Nice timed worker transfer. So yeah, this is when that upgrade comes into play. He still needs to 3-shot the missile turret though. Oh yeah, no, it burns up, of course. So he really needs to pick it up right now. Oh wow, that was a huge shot. Okay, it needs to pick up. Okay, he's not paying attention to it because stuff is happening in the middle. Vultures are trying to run by, but they're not getting the work done. And the Reaver goes down. But we have a pretty big army from MderG. Yeah, I was talking about the ESL Cups. Yeah, they seem to have stopped for some reason. That's kind of sad. I guess they didn't have too many participants in the end. But they were going like super aggressive, like 3 tournaments a week. So that's understandable. Like, Starbow is great and all, but 3 tournaments a week, man, that's quite a bit to, when you have no prize pool, like, to expect to have like full turnouts every tournament. But they were fun. Not incredibly well organized, but they were fun. Okay, so we have the Vulture. Ooh, you see, he's kind of like, MderG doesn't really know if he wants to attack or not, and that's really, really painful versus a meching Terran. You want, oh, that that crazy EMP. He EMP'd absolutely everything except for the Archon, but most importantly the High Templars, and they have no energy for Storm in a long time, and the Vultures are going to run by again, and the Dragoons are going to say, no, you're not going to kill too many more probes, but he is. He's going to kill more probes. And now we see a significant difference in workers. I can see workers kill here. This is so cool. There's like, hang on, there's like a tab for units lost. Control 1, 2, 3. Shift L. See if this is gonna work. I'm gonna crash again now. There we go. See, this is sweet. I like this interface. Oh. So things are calming down a little bit. No more vulture run bys for like 10 seconds. I love how Kalevi is taking this as his third base on this map. Because this line right, yes, this is what you and defenders make. It still takes a lot of army to get a third base going, but this third base's make is horrible. You got to defend all the way over there. This one, because this one sets up for this one quite easily as well, and you do not want to attack this. I don't even know why MderG wants to attack this, because there's really no point for him to attack this. Like, and more EMP. He actually should make scouts. Scouts are a good counter to science vessels now. They have the face missile thingy that does like, it's like a feedback with AoE, and scouts just deal a lot of damage to science vessels. They're armored, and scout deals an incredible amount of damage to armored units. So scouts, one or two scouts would actually just kill these science vessels straight up. And this is another reason to get this base, is to push over. I guess that's why he wants to whittle down his numbers to secure this base. In the meantime, though, he should really take this one. There we go. No. Wow. That target fire from the vultures, man. And that tank derp. And more EMP going off, but he's actually going to get a couple of science vessels, at least one. I thought he was going to get another one there, but he backed off. And MderG's not really working. He's getting those. Okay, MderG could work up there. Ooh, he should have killed those mines before he sieged up the tanks. Artosis was really good at that. In the no, I thought I saw some vultures there, but he killed a lot of science vessels now. But he's getting EMP'd like crazy. Look at that. There's like no shield left on almost any of these units. And the Artosis pylon has gone down. In the meantime, though, a hit squad of Dragoons are going around. These really should be Stalkers, I guess. We have Stalkers in the game now. And they are very mobile and doing what these Goons are trying to do a lot better than the Goons are doing it. He's, again, waiting for Zealots, which I think is nice before he tries to engage. And once you lose the Zealots, you just want to back off, especially when there's a nerve jammer out. All the units in the nerve jammer does like a lot less damage. I think it reduces damage by 70% or something. Let's have a look at it. 75%. It's not very good versus lurkers. It only reduces their damage by 25%. And he tries to go for run by, and it fails. Dragoons are not really made for run bys. You want to get Stalkers with blink for that, or maybe Zealots. And you don't want to A-move into... Oh, he's going to get the science vessels, but at what cost? I don't think that was very cost effective. But there's like almost no science vessels left. And in the meantime, we're getting Arbiters out. Actually, how many... Oh, and more vultures running by. How many workers... I didn't miss too many workers killed. Okay, good. I could just look here. Wow, probes are tired of losing their bodies and just straight up killing the vultures themselves. I like that. He can just kite forever with this one vulture. Takes up a lot of APM though, but... Oh, there we go, there we go. How much APM does Kalevi actually have? Quite a bit. Nice. So, I really would say, you know, Kalevi's ahead in this game. He's got a ton of more workers. He's got the same amount of bases, and you don't want to have that. Yes, finally getting this base up. I'm surprised there's no Spider-Man here detecting this. Very early worker transfer. And he's finally getting Arbiters, but I would have liked to see some... Well, he doesn't really need the scouts anymore. There's almost no science vessels left, but he keeps making science vessels, it seems, so he's getting recall. Recall! But yeah, there we go. Here's an Arbiter. He has not enough energy for stasis, so he kind of wants to hide it to make sure he doesn't get EMP'd. He wants to bring the... No, don't... Oh, and he got EMP'd. He's going to delay everything for so long. Okay, here we go. He really should... Can I talk to him? I cannot tell him that he can chrono boost his cannons. He probably has a lot of chrono boost. Yes, he does. Okay, here we go. More EMP going down. He's gonna try... Oh, and a nerve jammer going up. Man, Kalevi using science vessels incredibly well in this game. Like, very few people have discovered science vessels in PvT, or TVP, I guess. A lot of people do them in PvZ, and well, the nerd diamonds are gone, but this is GG, I think. That was pretty sad to watch. This base is going to go down, this base is going to go down. This counterattack is just not going to work. Like, there's just too much stuff. There's only a handful of Dragoons. We have the Arbiters up, but they don't really get to do much because they get EMP'd. So I don't really think there's anything MderG can do. I think like Kalevi is still the king of the hill. I think I'm going to invite some other guy and see if we can get someone to beat Kalevi and kind of get a king of the hill going here. I think Hyder can get the job done. But Kalevi has beaten Hyder a couple of times before. It's not like a certain win. Okay, does he have... No, he doesn't. And he's going to lose it to Goliath. Goliath, shoot, for that range is so long. Man, Goliath and Vultures hunting down Dragoons. When you see that happening. Yes, and he's going to get this base raided. If he actually, if he had chrono that Fulton Cannon, that would have killed all these Vultures, I promise you. Chrono Fulton Cannons are awesomely good. And we got Vultures back in here again. Total workers killed 93 in this game, and it's just rising. It's crazy. There we go. We're going to have 94, 95, 99. Oh yeah, there are more workers here being killed as well. More than 100 workers killed for Kalevi in this game. Probably by now. Yep. GG. That was the... He wasn't supposed to be